Guys, what up? It is EJ, and welcome to another edition of Next Up with my dude, Jake Miller. What's poppin'?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great. Glad to be back.
What's happening in your world right now?
Lots happening. Staying busy, making a lot of music, just announced another tour. I'm just happy to be doing what I love, man.
I love that. Like, I follow you on Instagram, and I feel like you are just out there living your best life, bro.
I definitely try. I have my good days and my bad days just like everybody, but, you know, I do what I love for a living, and I'm positively affecting a lot of people through my music, and so I can't really ask for much more than that.
So you're in the studio right now?
Yeah.
Is the album complete?
EP. It's an EP. 6 songs. It is complete, mixed and mastered.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, the studio is my bedroom. I turned my bedroom into a studio, and I learned how to do it all by myself. So I'm writing everything these days. I'm producing it all. I'm mixing it and mastering it. And so it's been very fun to kind of just learn. There's like infinite amount of things you can learn when it comes to music and music technology and, you know, playing instruments and stuff like that. So it's just been a couple years of a lot of learning, and I'm just watching myself become a better and better artist.
Really?
Yeah.
What have you learned so far?
Well, I learned piano. I picked up piano for the first time about a year and a half ago. And first thing I do when I wake up is I walk out of my bed and go over to this little mini grand piano that I have in the corner, and I practice for like 30 minutes every day. I bought a saxophone, which I haven't touched. Because, yeah, it's really, I mean, I've touched it. I've tried to learn, but it's very, very hard. I literally can't play one note. But one day.
Was that an impulse buy?
I was looking for one. They're all super expensive. And then I was at Guitar Center, and I saw just literally one hanging on the wall. It was like $300. And I'm talking like, you could walk into some places and they're like $3,000, $4,000. So I'm like, I'm not doing that when like I'm a beginner. So I saw that one. I grabbed it. Tried to YouTube it when I got home.
I was just about to say, I know that there's a YouTube video out there that will teach you how to play
And one
saxophone.
of these days I'm going to do it. I'm gonna dedicate myself. But it's so loud and annoying if you don't know how to play it right. And I live with a bunch of people, so it's like,
Jake, shut up, bro. We're trying to sleep.
Jake,
you need to play it at the most annoying hour, too, especially if they get on your nerves. You know what I mean?
3 in the morning. It annoys me, too. It's just like this screeching sound if you don't know how to play it right. So one day.
Are you like somebody that will go into the store and just buy something like on impulse and stuff like that?
At Guitar Center. That's the only place.
The one on Ventura?
The one on Ventura, yeah. Well, I think there's a couple, but yeah, like the one like on Laurel Canyon. And Ventura,
that's the one I go to too.
Amazing. It's literally like that's my heaven. Like I walk in there and I could just spend hours in there just like playing with toys. But last time I was there, I bought this huge piano just because I liked it.
Really?
Yeah. My whole room is like, I think I have like 12 guitars hanging in my room. And I'm sponsored by Fender, so they were nice enough to send me a lot of guitars.
That's pretty legit.
Yeah.
At what age did you play or start playing?
I started playing guitar. That was the first thing I learned. I was probably 8, 9, 10, something like that. And you know, I had a music room growing up. It wasn't really a music room. It was just a room with a guitar and an amp and a little mini electric drum kit. And me and my dad would just go in there all the time and just jam out. And I would usually be on the drums. He'd be on the guitar because I didn't really know how to play guitar too well. But watching him play, I was like, I want to learn how to play guitar. So that was like my main instrument all growing up. And then within 2 years, the last 2 years, I've been really dedicating myself to piano.
So your father played the guitar?
Yeah.
Would you say that was your first musical influence?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, all the music that my dad, you know, played and turned me on to when I was a kid or on the boat in the Keys, like that's the music that has stuck with me, and it's still the music that I like to listen to sometimes just to kind of bring me out of a funk or just make me happy, because those are like the songs that just bring me back to, like, you know, when I was a little kid just with my family in Florida. And so like Margaritaville, Jimmy Buffett, stuff like that, like you turn that on and I can't help but smile. So yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. That you know, when you think about, you know, your first influences, it's going straight to your dad. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Are you guys super close?
Yeah, my parents are my best friends. Same with my sister. I talk to them all the time.
I see the vacation pictures.
Yeah. We try to, I mean, we literally live on like opposite sides of the country. My parents are in Florida. My sister's in New York. I'm in LA. So we make it a big point to, you know, try to see each other like once every 2 months.
I want to know, when you're writing a song, like, what is the first step? Like, when you're sitting down at the table or you're walking down the street and something comes to you, like, what do you do, like, in that moment?
It always comes differently. I mean, sometimes I'll be driving and I'll see a billboard with, like, a phrase or, like, a sentence, and I'm like, that would be such a cool song title.
Right.
What can I write that song about? And sometimes I'll just be on the piano and I'll come up with, like, a cool melody, and I'll make the entire beat first, and then, you know, the lyrics usually come last to me because I'm a huge lyric guy. I think that's like the most important. I'm like John Bellion too, but I was going to say John Mayer is like my favorite of all time because of his lyrics. John Bellion too, actually. His lyrics are honestly just as good, but in a different way. But just listening to John Mayer growing up, you know, the beat is great, all that stuff is great, but if the lyrics don't connect with you, then I don't really think, you know, anything will. So that usually comes last. That takes like days and days to.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Would you say that that's the hardest part?
It's the hardest part, but the most fun part, because that's when I really see a song come together. Like, I can make a beat in a day or two, and it's like, okay, this is a great beat, but like, depending on the song that I write on top of this, I might Control-Alt-Delete this, or I might, you know, or I might this might be like a hit. So I really just sit down and I'm like, okay, what can I write about? What am I feeling vulnerable about? Because, you know, when people can tell that, you know, I mean it, that's when they can connect to it. And so, you know, I just write about things that are real life to me and things that I go through, and that's all I can do.
I think it's amazing, because going back to what you said, I think when it's real life and it's something that somebody, you know, already went through, or a similar situation, I think they can connect to it more. You know what I'm saying? Like a listener or somebody that's buying the song and whatnot.
No, for sure. I mean, that's why I make the kind of music I do. Like, a lot of people probably wonder, like, how come all your songs are like kind of sad or slow? And it's like, of course I like to listen to like upbeat Drake songs, Travis Scott songs, but it's like, that music doesn't connect with me the same way as like a song that, you know, pinches a little nerve.
Absolutely.
And, you know, I want to feel something. I want to be emotional. That's what I think music is for. And so, no, I don't want to make music that makes people sad and cry, but I want to make music that, you know, makes people think. You know, my favorite song, again, John Mayer, it's called Stop This Train. And it's not about, you know, love or heartbreak. It's just about wishing that life didn't pass you by so quickly, and appreciating your family and your friends while they're still here. And so music like that is just like the epitome of great music to me. And that's the kind of music I want to make.
Right. So if you're having a bad day, top 5 things you're listening to.
Okay. Jimmy Buffett. Billy Joel. Kanye. Pharrell.
Really?
Yeah. Pharrell is just like always just great upbeat vibes. I guess John Mayer.
And you said Jimmy Buffett. Is it because it takes you back to?
Yeah. I honestly don't know too many songs from him. I just, you know, the whole vibe is like, that's what my dad always used to listen to, like when we were outside at the pool or on the boat or in the Keys. Like, that's just, it just brings me back to like Florida islandy vibes, and so it makes me happy.
For the record, Wait For You sounds pretty dope.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Tell us the story about that.
So I wrote it, I produced it. I'd like to say that because I'm very proud of it.
Absolutely, it's a good song.
Thank you so much.
I want to know whose heart is fragile.
Everybody's
Absolutely, I know I am. I'm fragile AF.
Yeah, I mean, I actually didn't write it coming from something that I was experiencing at the time, but I think I have experienced it, and I think other people can as well. And it's just about, you know, wanting to be in a relationship with somebody who's not yet ready, and maybe they're fresh out of an old relationship, and they're, you know, scared to jump in and, you know, give the heart to somebody. And so, if they're worth it, you're gonna wait around, and you're gonna wait for them to kind of figure out their stuff.
Right.
Wait for them to figure out what's going on in their head, and then you'll be waiting for them on the other side. That's what the lyrics are about. The production, to me, like as a producer, that's like, it's probably my favorite beat I've ever made, just because it's kind of very dynamic and feels like a bunch of songs in one.
That's legit. Let's talk about the Wait For You tour.
Yeah.
With Logan Henderson.
Yes. Logan,
how many cities?
20 something, I think 22 maybe. Logan is opening, great friend. He's on my label, and we've just become very friendly over the last few months. And I know it's going to be a great time every night, just because not only does he make great music, but he's also just a great guy.
Right.
And we're going to put on a hell of a show every single night for the fans.
Well, I've seen both of you guys perform, and I feel like you guys are to the heart, like to the bone, like hardcore performers. You know what I mean? So I feel
actually
like
haven't seen like a full Logan Henderson show, which is why I'm very excited. But I can say that when I'm on stage, you know, I give it my all, and I'm jumping all around and sweating, and by the time I get off, I'm dead. So I like to leave it all out there.
What is the craziest thing that has happened to you when you were on stage performing?
A lot of people ask me that, and I'm sorry I don't have any crazy answers.
No one says like thrown their bra or something like that.
That's happened. That happens
seriously?
almost every night. Yeah. That happens. I thought you meant like crazy.
No,
like
no. I'm talking about like somebody throwing their bra on the stage.
That happens once a night on tour for sure.
I'm surprised people aren't throwing their phones on stage to be
people
like.
People have done that one time. One time a lot of people were throwing their phones on stage because they hope that you pick it up, video, and give it back, right? But I'm in the middle of a show. It's like I can't tell whose phone is whose, so I take them all and put them on the DJ booth. And that's also where my phone lives, because sometimes I take my phone and and at the end of the show, one time I go backstage and my DJ starts handing everyone back their phones, and he gives my phone out, and this girl leaves with my phone. Yeah.
Is there a passcode on your phone?
There wasn't, no. But he ran after them like 5 minutes later. I don't even think she knew that it wasn't her
phone. Put it
phone.
in her headlock and be like, no, that's not your phone.
Yeah, that could have been bad.
That's so legit. All right, so I want to see where your head is. Can I do some would you rather questions quick?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. Would you rather to not be able to take another Instagram picture or let your mama read the most outrageous text message that you've received?
No, my mom can read whatever.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. Oh, that I've received.
Yes. That someone has sent to you.
Well, I wouldn't want her to see my DMs, because I received some really creepy, weird DMs. So I wouldn't want her to see that, just because I think she would start to worry about me. But I would let her read all my texts. I don't think there's anything too crazy in there.
I always get super interested in what like people get DM wise, because I feel like I'm not like, I just on the radio and I get like a ton of songs. People are sending me songs and stuff like that. What do you get?
I get like offers for weird things for money, like weird people.
Okay,
like someone day after day for years, as far as you can scroll, has copy pasted the same message that like they'll pay me to come where they are and like stomp on their stomach with like Jordans on, like Air Force One Jordans, and like I guess they would get off from that or something like that.
I mean, was it good money?
That's what I'm saying. Do I get to keep the Jordans?
Yeah. All right. Would you rather your shirts be always 2 sizes too big or 1 size too small?
Too big. You can always cut the sleeves and make it fit. When they're too small, I just start to look weird, like a little boy.
Yeah, just flex the muscles, show them the guns. Would you rather the general public think that you're a horrible person, but your family be very proud of you, or your family think you're a horrible person, but the general public will be very proud of you?
As long as my family loves me, I don't care what anyone else thinks.
Oh, that's so cool.
But I would hope nobody thinks I'm a terrible person.
No one thinks you're a terrible person. This is just like fun questions.
Well, maybe I am, though.
Plot twist.
Mom, I'm not. I promise, Mom.
Would you rather live without the internet or live without AC and heating?
I mean, I kind of, as much bad that I think the internet does, it's really helped my career. Mm-hmm. I don't think I would be where I am if it wasn't for social media.
Absolutely.
And interacting with my fans. So, I mean, if I gave up that, I would just be sitting in an air-conditioned room with no way to interact.
You can
with
always
anybody.
go outside if it's too hot, and go to somebody else's house if it's
I need the
too
internet
cold.
As much as I wish I didn't. We all need the internet.
I feel you. All right, one more. Would you rather be able to teleport anywhere or be able to read minds?
Definitely read minds.
Nobody care about what you're thinking.
We got status on United. We're good. We're good when we're flying, but I would love to know what some people are thinking.
See, I literally cannot sit on an airplane for probably more than 3 hours. So I would.
Really?
Yes, I hate it.
I think I've just gotten used to it, and I've figured out a way to just have a very comfortable sleep. So I'm always just. I don't really mind flying. It's more of like being in the airports and the lines and
That's
just
the
like
worst.
The germs. But like once I'm on the plane, I'm knocked out.
All right, here we go. Fast round questions. Dream collaboration.
I guess John Mayer is my favorite.
We need to make that happen for you.
Yeah, I know.
By November, your birthday.
Oh, man.
Where do you see yourself as an artist in 10 years?
Wherever Justin Timberlake is or was when he was 36.
Okay. All right, here we go. Favorite thing to do when you're not working?
Probably just be in the gym, listen to some music, and tune out from the world.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. What's your favorite thing about performing?
Seeing everybody sing the lyrics that I wrote in my bedroom and seeing how much it impacts them, and they're crying, they're laughing, they're screaming, like just words that I came up with in my brain. Like that's very powerful.
Does that tug at your get you all in your feels and whatnot?
That's everything. That's why I make music. When I first started, I made music just as a hobby, just for me, just because I thought it was fun. But seeing how much it can affect other people, like that's what really made me like, oh wow, this is definitely something I want to do forever. I've seen 3 to 4 people at every single show on tour with my lyrics tattooed on them.
Wow.
Yeah, at every show.
That would take me back. Something that I put out into the world and people are receiving it.
For sure.
The way
and
how
I have a lyric tattoo, and this means so much to me. So like to think that other people think of some of my lyrics like that is mind blowing. It's crazy.
That's amazing. All right, so if you can say one thing to everyone that supports you, what would it be?
Just thank you, and the best is yet to come. So keep grinding with me. It's gonna be a really fun journey.
I appreciate you stopping in, Jay.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.